What's going on, everybody? Matt with Laythrom Media. We're going to be inside Photoshop today, and we're going to be talking about image resizing. Now, this actually came up earlier today in an email that I received asking for a crash course, and that's perfectly no problem. There's a couple ways that you could do this inside Photoshop. If we come up here to image and we go to image size, inside this dialog box, you have a couple things that, well, actually, you have several things that you can manipulate as far as information is related to your image. So you have, your image size, in this case 6.59 megabytes. You have the original dimensions, in this case 1920 by 1200. You have a bunch of presets that I almost never use. This does come in handy if you have to do multiples and you're not wanting to use anything like Lightroom or ACDSee or any other software to do, a lot of photos. You can actually just either pick a preset or make one yourself and, pick that every image. And then that would change everything else. If you're not wanting to go the route of using a preset, you can actually manipulate this information. These default to locked. Basically, this little chain right here is locking the aspect ratio. So if I change the width, it automatically changes the height. And vice versa. If I change the height, it'll automatically change the width. Resolution, you can go down in resolution. Don't try and go up. I know a lot of people that instantly just try and bang out 300 pixels per inch, but if you zoom into 100%, it looks like absolute garbage. A lot of artifacting and pixelization going on. So I always tell people from here, you can go down in resolution, so I can go down to 72 pixels per inch, but don't try and squeeze up. Resampling, leave this to automatic. Changing this also affects some other things, but for the sake of argument here, since we're not talking about that right now, leave that to automatic. Now, if you don't want to resize the image that way, you can either come down here to image and go to crop, or you can go here to crop, or you can hit C on the keyboard to crop. And you can either drag these handles all over the place, or if you want something more precise, you can go down to down here to width by height by resolution, or down to one of these presets. But we're just going to say, for the sake of argument, I want what I want. So you can do 800 by 600. If you leave the resolution blank, if you leave the resolution blank, it'll default to whatever it natively is from the original image. So you don't have to worry about, what was it, 80 pixels per inch? Just leave it blank and it'll automatically pull from what it originally was. But yeah, you could take this down to 200 by 300 or 330, whatever. And then if you drag this around, there we go. It allows you to keep that scaling, but you can actually tighten this up. So for those of you who are in, photography and you got to do a bunch of thumbnails where you know that your thumbnails have to be X by Y, or in this case 200 by 320 pixels, but you wanted to zoom in, so to say, on your subject of that photo, you can actually just drag this around at those dimensions, hit the little check mark, and then if you come up here to image size, you'll see 200 by 330 by 96. So it allows you to have some wiggle room in what you're attempting to do. It all comes down to which route you want to take. Hopefully that made sense and didn't go over anybody's head. If you have any questions or concerns, by all means drop them in the comment box below. I will link, Lightroom and ACDSee for any of you that need to do bulk resizing. So you have a couple hundred photos or images that all need to be resized to the same thing. You can do so with those software. You could do it in Photoshop too. It's just going to take a lot longer. But yeah, that's about all I have. Like I said, if you have any questions, by all means, let me know. And until next video, I'll catch you guys later.